In this video, you will learn to create a light bulb infographics in CorelDRAW.
Hey there creators, Sir Orlando here. Welcome back to the Creators World channel, where we learn to earn with graphic design and online business. In this tutorial, you will learn how to create a clean and creative light bulb infographics, which is perfect for presentations, social media, or visual storytelling. Whether you are a beginner or sharpening your skills in CorelDRAW, this step-by-step tutorial will boost your design game. Remember, you can always offer these services for family, for friends, and for corporate institutions and make some money. Are you ready to learn? Let's go!
Start by drawing a circle of 50 millimeters in size. Make a copy and save for later use. I'll draw a square of 25 millimeters in size and again save a copy for later use. Now center align the circle and the square on the page by pressing C after selecting the two. Now reposition the square on the circle as you see on the screen and open your corner docker. With the help of the shape tool, select the bottom nodes and give it a fillet with the radius as you see on the screen. Select the next nodes as you see on the screen and apply. Now draw a rectangle and open the transform docker and apply the settings as you see on the screen. Let's group all the rectangles and align them to the top of our bulb shape. Click and drag the bottom till it hits the bottom part of our bulb shape. Select all objects on the page and group. With a Smart Fill tool, let's fill up the areas as you see on the screen. And now let's delete the grouped objects behind so we can have the individual shapes to work with. Now let's apply a shadow effect. So select your shadow tool, your drop shadow tool, and click and drag to apply as you see on the screen. Let's copy our effect. So we go to select the shape, go to Object, Copy Effect, and drop shadow. Repeat this till you are done with all the shapes. Now let's break the drop shadow apart and power clip them into the shapes below, just below the drop shadow. So do this for all the drop shadows so that we don't have the shadows showing outside of our bulb shape. Great. Now let's go for the square the duplicated square we left and set the height to 5 millimeters. With the shape tool, let's round our corners as you see on the screen and let's align it to our bulb shape by using Shift to select and pressing C to center. Now let's make some duplicates of our rounded rectangle. So 3 duplicates will do. Now select the immediate rectangle to the first one, change the height to 4 millimeters. The next one, change it to 3 by 15 millimeters. As you see on the screen, just use those same figures. Let's adjust the spacing a bit. Now let's give it a gradient fill. And this will be a gray, shade of gray to create an illusion of depth or a 3D cylindrical effect. So we double click on the line to add more colors. Choose any color scheme, but for the sake of this lesson, we are going for a gray shade like this. Awesome. Now select the bottom 3 rectangles and let's copy the gradient fill of the top rectangle. Great. This saves us a lot of time. Let's select all we've done on the page and take away the outline. Now let's apply our gradient colored fills. So again, select the gradient tool and copy our color schemes. I had already done these color schemes, so feel free to choose any color scheme, any gradient color you want. Now let's select all the objects on the page and group and press P to center it on the page. Now let's ungroup it again and select the orange and the lemon green shapes. Whilst holding down Ctrl, drag it to your right a bit, just as you see on the screen. Now select all the objects on the page and create a boundary around it. Then go to the contour docker, open the contour docker, set to an outline contour and give it a figure as you see on the screen and apply. Let's break the contour apart and delete the original contour. Apply a white color to our contour and send it to the back of page. You can use Shift plus N to send it to the back of page. Now let's select our initial circle and bring it to the front of page and center it as you see on the screen. Now with the Bezier tool, let's create a vertical line. You can also use the pen tool and let's give it an artistic media. Make sure the line is selected and then choose an appropriate style from your artistic media options. Now stretch it a bit and break it apart so we can separate the line from the effect. So let's delete the line and mirror it, the shape vertically. Now holding down Shift, select the circle and press C to center align it. Now let's give it another gradient shade. So with the interactive tool selected, interactive fill tool selected, let's give it a shade. We are trying to create a fire effect. So we are basically using 4 colors: white, yellow, orange, and red. Make sure the elliptical type is selected. And now let's change the angle of rotation of our fire flick. So we set the angle of rotation to the center of the circle. When you get to the center, CorelDRAW will alert you. Now let's make a copy and set the angle to 30 degrees. Make another copy, set the angle to 90 degrees. Sorry, to 60 degrees. The next copy, 90 degrees, and then another copy, 120 degrees. Remember, it's all multiples of 30. So we make another copy. This time we do it the minus 30 degrees. The next one becomes a minus 60 degrees. Next one minus 90 degrees, and the last one minus 120 degrees. So we can have the same on both ends or both sides of our shape. Now we are done with the circle. Let's delete the circle and select all our fireflies by holding down Shift. Now we can group them and adjust their positions to the right a bit, just as you see on the screen. Feel free to work on it to give you the results you want. Now let's select our icons and bring them to the front of page, change their color to white, and position them on our light bulb according to the various segments of colors. Adjust the size for it to fit well and make a good representation. You can download some of these icons or you can create them yourself. Wonderful. Now select your text tool and type our figures. For this tutorial, I'm using Biba's Noe font, but feel free to use any font of your choice. Position it by our icon, and just as we did for the icons, we are going to position our text on all the colored segments. So set the color to white or any preferred color of your choice, but make sure whatever color you choose should be legible enough to be read. So make copies as you see on the screen and edit them as you see on the screen. So number 1 to 5. You can add any other information to it, maybe a brief information in the various segments. Let's select our boundary behind the bulb and give it a drop shadow effect so that it stands out. Set the opacity to 70 and great. Congratulations for coming this far. Let's select everything on the page and group. Now let's draw a rectangle and give it a dark gradient to help us make our light bulb stand out. Choose the elliptical fountain fill option and go for a dark gray to a black radial effect as you see on the screen. Send our rectangle to the back of page and boom! If you got value from this video, then subscribe for more inspiring content. Your likes and your comments are deeply appreciated. Start creating yours now!